This episode of PPC Live The Podcast is sponsored by AdSquire. AdSquire are a small team of passionate and focused legal marketers that do what it takes to get law firms spectacular results. With the landscape always changing, they stay on top of the trends and are first to find and use new strategies to accomplish this for their clients. And so if you're a law firm, you definitely want to give them a call. They've been they've been the first to get to serve a lawyer ad on ChatGPT. And we know that even with all like the fact that it's very new, you really want to be testing some of these new strategies very early. And yeah, the AdSquire team have got inside knowledge on how to do that and have started doing that for their clients already. So if you want to have your ads showing in ChatGPT and you're a law firm, they're the ones to contact. So please go to adsquire.com to find out how much they can help you. Hello and welcome to PPC Live, the podcast. I'm your host, Anu, the founder of PPC Live. And if you're used to hearing advice from PPC experts about how to ensure we're keeping up with the ever-changing landscape, don't worry, you're still in the right place. Every week I speak to a different PPC expert about their biggest F-up, how they dealt with it, how they turned it around to continue to be the same experts that you know, love, and recognize. And today I get the delight of speaking to a friend that is out of Edinburgh and runs fantastic events, Teo Yordanov. And he comes along this episode to talk about the issues that can arise from not delegating work properly and, you know, how to turn away from that and how to make sure that we're always looking after ourselves, especially in this very high pressure industry that we work in. All right, let's go talk to Teo. Hello, Teo. Welcome to PPC Live, the podcast.
Hello, Anu. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. Now, Teo is someone that we met in person for the first time, like last year when you came to a PPC Live event, right? Was it last year or the beginning of this year?
Time flies so fast. It was only February, but I honestly feel like I've known you for years already.
Yeah, it feels know, it's one of those, you communicate with people online so much and you see what Teo has been doing, an amazing stuff where he lives in Edinburgh in Scotland. And yeah, this year I had to in person go and check that out as well. It's been on my list of like the just back-to-back trips. Like I did Edinburgh, then I did Portugal the next week, and I had a wedding. And then this week I'm at SMX in the US. And then I'm like, in a few weeks later, I'm in Nigeria. And then in between that, there are weddings. I'm like,
so
I
hard
don't
to
know.
track where you are.
Yeah, I know. It'd be great if like I have an air tag that does like public public view where people are like, Anu is this is where Anu is around the world.
Yeah.
No, that would be creepy. Let's not do that. But anyway, you guys might be like, again, my listeners, like I go on all excitedly because I'm all excited with my guests coming on. Sometimes I forget to introduce them. So let's get to that. So Teo Yordanov is the founder of SCM Stories and More. Yeah, so the fantastic event that I went to in Edinburgh in May. It was May that we did that.
Just a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. Lord, it feels like too long ago already. So it's Scotland's only dedicated performance marketing conference. And he's also the managing director of BYLT or Built Media. And he's got a background at Dentsu and you know, has over £100 million in managing ad spend. And he has also helped some of the UK's biggest brands grow through paid media. Today, Teo works with retailers and hotels to drive sustainable growth, increase their direct bookings, and reduce the reliance on third-party platforms. He's also the driving force behind SCM Stories, as we've mentioned earlier on, and he's very excited and eager, bringing together leading voices from across the search and performance marketing industry. I just loved your lineup. It wasn't even just people like local to Edinburgh. There were people from the US, from London, from Amsterdam and Netherlands.
Yeah.
It was such like a brilliant show of international attendance for that one. So really well done again to you on
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, and for coming as well, Anu. I think it's been great having you.
Yeah.
Experiencing the lovely Edinburgh and the beauty of Scotland.
It was great. You guys had good food. I enjoyed the food very much. That's what when I go to a new city or a good new place, I'm like, the biggest test for me for them is like, how's your food? And yeah, Edinburgh.
Did you try anything Scottish? Like, did you go for haggis? Did you go
I've
for
heard of
a
haggis, but
deep
no, I
fried
didn't.
Mars bar?
I actually went
Well,
for Mexican food. Sorry, I know,
I
embarrassed.
mean, yes, you can class it Scottish because it's made in Scotland, for now.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they had most amazing spicy margaritas. Oh my God. So the basement,
Mhm.
if you go to Edinburgh, go to this place called the Basement. They did not ask me to promote this. This is just free
Are
for
you
them.
sure?
They are so good. They are so good, guys. I still remember that spicy margarita. And I was like, I just kept, the first one I drank, as soon as it came, I was like, I'm going to need
Hmm.
another one. Like, because I'm going to, by the time it comes out, I'll finish this. And then I got a third
Yeah.
one. Sorry, I'm just going on about spicy margaritas. But yeah, check Edinburgh out, guys, for that. But yeah, before we get into our chat about mistakes, fun fact from Teo. Go ahead, Teo.
We'll get into that point now, yeah?
Of course, already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think not many people know this, but I've been a break dancer. So for many years. Now, the thing, if I try any of the moves that I had before, I will probably break something. That's without a doubt. But for over 10 years, it's probably one of the sports that I've done the longest
Wow.
was breakdancing because I can call it a sport. It was even part of the Olympics just a couple of years ago.
Yes, it was. I mean, it was a bit questionable whether it should have been based on what some people were doing. But
I
hey,
know, right?
I saw some of the videos. I was like, really? This is going to be a Olympics? It was a bit. Anyway, and did you participate in it in like competitively? Did you go
I
for
have,
competition?
yes,
Did
I
you
did. I
did
did
you
compete
did you win any
competitively.
big awards?
I mean, awards as because we worked as a team as well. We did a lot of shows and competitions as a team. Yes, we've won, but I haven't done the one-to-ones myself.
No.
I've always done it as a team sport.
That is great. That is a great idea. I mean,
Yeah.
look, life is about teamwork. That's the best way to
Mhm.
get things done. And yeah, you can't really be doing too much breakdancing as well. You've got a lovely daughter. How old is she now?
She's 3 months now.
She's only 3 months. Oh,
Only
that's
three
so
months.
cute. She's
Yeah.
3 months. So yeah, we need your bones, strong
Yeah,
to for all the carrying and the
absolutely.
feeding and everything. So no breakdancing for you. Oh, amazing. So look, let's get straight into this chat. We've done
Let's do
a
it.
lot of preamble already. But yeah, thank you so much, Tio, again for being like the latest on a long line of fantastic experts who are willing to share mistakes that have happened
Mhm.
because it's what makes us better marketers from the learnings that we've taken out from those things. And we share them here so that you don't make the same mistakes to any of our listeners. So take it away, Tio. What's the F up you'd like to share with us today?
I mean, I that was a very hard question to come up with the answer to, right? But I think before I answer this directly to you, okay, I want to give a bit of context because in PPC, as you know it yourself, when you work agency side or you manage an agency, right, you're outside, you've got a lot of large accounts and a lot of pressure to deal with because responsibility
Yeah.
sits with you, right?
Yeah.
So the clients and everyone else, they see the campaign results, the reporting, the strategy decks, the budget numbers and all that. But we've got so many moving parts. What does many moving parts mean? Search terms, campaign structure, bidding, tracking, landing pages, feeds, stakeholders, meetings. You know how much client expectation that means when it comes to taking care and burdening all the stress on
Yeah.
you. So when you're managing the 6, 7 figure client accounts, and when you have a few of them, as a marketeer, if you are really into the side of being the perfectionist,
Mm-hmm.
which I've always tried to do, this puts a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on you, a lot of mental exhaustion, right?
Yeah.
So you have obviously in big teams, you've got a team of people that takes care of a specific part of the account because a lot of these businesses they do run accounts in many different countries. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
The
yeah,
international stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
international. So, your team looks after specific countries. But
Yeah.
what happens at the end of the day when you really, really, really want to drive the best results for your clients, you sometimes forget to delegate properly. Yeah. Because you've got
Mm.
all the pressure. You want to make sure that everything is perfect. And when you
Mm-hmm.
try and do that, you sometimes burn out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
the
this
big
happened to you?
this has happened to me in the early career. In the early career when you manage the team for the first time, you're starting to learn how to do your leadership, finding your feet to because when you are a solo and you work on a specific part of the account, and when you look at maybe 20% of the account, that's easy. But when you have the responsibility of 100% of the account, that's when you start to realize that it's not about doing the stuff yourself, but it's more about relying on the team of people that you have. And this is the same in business. You have to rely on the people and the team to help you drive and grow and scale. You cannot do it yourself.
So yeah, so give me that practical time. At what point, like, did you feel, what did burnout feel like for you?
What did burnout feel?
Feel like for you? Yeah.
For me, burnout meant that you stop enjoying the stuff that you do,
Yeah.
that I do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you start and I start dreading the things that are happening every day in the account management.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I wasn't looking forward to the next call. I wasn't looking forward to the next meeting. I wasn't looking forward to delegating things to the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you start to feel that burnout is
Yeah.
really taking a toll. And when it comes to outside your work as well, your life gets an impact
Yeah.
because you're exhausted at the end of the day. Your partner wants your presence. Your partner wants you to be there, right? But when you have the blank stare in your eyes because you've spent 10 hours digging in the performance in the account and making sure that everything is perfect, especially when it comes to high pressure periods like sale periods, Black Friday, or any of the Amazon Prime days, any long period sales that you want to make sure that everything is top notch
Yeah.
in the account,
Yeah.
then you really start to think, okay, am I doing the right thing here?
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
approaching it in the best way that I can
Yeah.
when you have the resources available to you?
Okay. Yeah. So when this happened to you, did anyone notice?
I think one of my colleagues noticed,
Okay. And
yes.
how did they approach you with it?
I mean, they told me that I'm taking in too much on my
Okay.
plate, and that if I need help, I can always ask for help rather than doing it myself. And I've always asked for help, but the problem is that before I realized all of this, right, I didn't ask for enough help. Let's
Yeah.
put it this way, right?
Yeah.
Because I was always trying to lead by example, and leading by example meant for me at that time do more than everyone else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that it's always the right thing
Mm. Mm.
for yourself, but also for your team, right? Because if you're trying to do everything yourself and you're not delegating enough, that means that you're depriving someone from being able to learn a new skill. Because you always say, I'm going to do it quicker than I'm going to teach someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always the wrong mentality.
Yeah.
But we live and learn,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
all comes with experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, you learn from that. So now looking back, what would you say the signs that you missed? Like, you know, because I think like that's really, burnout is like a big thing, and people have written about it as to, the things that they've done. Like what are signs that you feel that you missed in that led to burnout, that if you had paid attention better,
I mean,
you would have.
the obvious sign is when someone told me, Teo, if you need help,
Sure.
tell me.
Yeah.
But I always thought when I ask for more help is the wrong thing because
Yeah. Yeah.
people will be like,
Very less.
Teo, can you do it yourself? That's what I thought people would say. But in fact, people were like, no, actually tell me what would you like me to do. So
Yeah.
I ignored this fact and I kept going for years
Yeah. Yeah.
until I came to the kind of the point where I realized, okay, that is not good for my own well-being. That's not good for my
Mhm.
health. Taking all the stress and responsibility here,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
need to get additional support when I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I'm glad that even like at the beginning, you gave that context of the fact that with agencies, international accounts, and that kind of stuff, and when especially like the first time you get into a position of leadership, you kind of feel like you have a responsibility to keep the performance at a high level, and you're not sure
Yes.
of your team yet, and you're the expert,
Yes.
so you're all trying to do everything yourself because my brain was starting to think like, where does that come from? And yeah, it's some people just have that whole idea of being a perfectionist, right? You're a bit of a perfectionist, aren't you?
I always try to be a perfectionist, even these days. Even to this day, you've been at the event, you've seen that we wanted to try and hit every single point from the moment the people walk into the event to the moment that they leave. So yes, I'm trying to do everything perfect. Is it stressful? Still stressful, but I've taken my learnings from years ago, and now I try and rely a little bit more on the team behind me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Fantastic.
that's when you realize you're growing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So you're growing. You're not just stagnating there. You're not just trying to do everything yourself, and you're turning into this guy that everyone hates because, you're just taking all the task, or you're trying to micromanage. I've always avoided micromanagement. That is a
Good.
completely different thing when it comes to micromanagement.
Yes.
But the other thing is that maybe some people could have confused micromanagement with trying to see that everything's been executed perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And another point that you make that I'm like really interested in, like, digging into is like in these kind of situations where we feel like even like as consultants, because you talked about like agencies, specific agency, like people. How about like when you have a consultant? So you have built media, you've got one co-founder there. It's pretty much just the two of you, right?
Yeah, but I'm a partner at Marketize Me, which is one thing that you've missed. You probably didn't know. You didn't
Sorry.
miss. Yeah, I'm a partner in Marketize Me, which is our European agency. We're a team of
Okay.
16 people, 15 people.
Nice. Okay.
So we've got performance marketeers, and we've got a creative team.
Yeah.
So we run built media in partnership with Marketize Me. So we have a team,
Great.
15, 16 people behind us to help us
Amazing.
facilitate. So yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say that you can't have learned too much if you went from you burnt out and then now you're a team of two, and meaning you're probably doing a lot
Yeah.
more. But it's
No.
actually good to hear that no, you've got an international team and
Yes.
people who support your team moving forward. Fantastic. So so now what is like a good process for listeners to take away in terms of making sure they do not get to that stage? What's your advice on what people should do specifically to make sure that they don't get to that stage of burnout? They don't get to that stage of micromanaging or doing everything themselves. What's your advice to like managers, especially to ensure that, yeah, they build a
I,
good
I get I
culture?
get I get the question, yeah. And I think one, listening to this podcast should
Fantastic.
should should give you some red flags if you have been feeling what I've just said about
Yeah.
being burnout, right? If you can sympathize with that. But keep your eyes open. If people offer you help, try and take the help.
Yeah.
Don't just think that you're bothering people, because everyone wants to learn. Everyone wants to feel like they're leaving an impact. By trying and doing everything yourself, you're depriving people from learning something new, taking ownership. Yeah. So the main thing is that don't reach the point of burnout before you realize you need to do something.
Yes.
Try and be proactive on that. If you're listening to this podcast, try and question yourself and your leadership and management style at the moment. Are you giving enough responsibility to everyone that you work with? Or are you trying to do everything yourself?
Yeah.
If you are trying to do everything yourself, then you might be very close to the point of burnout,
Yeah.
especially if you run an agency. Yeah. And when you run an agency, you probably even feel a lot more stressed.
Yeah.
When you work for a company, you probably still feel stressed because your career is on the line.
Yeah.
With your own agency, what happens is that you feel like you're the full responsibility of the clients, because that would impact your
Yeah.
salary or whatever
Yeah.
you're taking every month.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When you are at an agency, you probably have the safer net that yes, if something goes south, which you obviously don't want to, right? Yeah, you may be thinking maybe that's, my salary is still there, but the
Mm,
pressure is still the same. If you really want to drive your career forward, right, you always need to deliver good results, but that doesn't mean taking all the stress with you when you're growing.
absolutely. Absolutely. You
That's what I
shouldn't
feel.
take up. Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. Another thing though, like, this is a question that just come out of my head based on what you're saying.
Yeah.
What's your advice to consultants or like freelancers who, they've gone and they've gone on their own? Are you particularly like, would you say you're not a fan of being a freelancer at all? Or is there a way that freelancers can still make sure that they're not doing everything on their own?
Well, I tend to see, I don't know, when I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn and speaking to people, freelancers can definitely feel very, very, very exhausted because they don't have a team
Yeah.
that they can lean on. So what they try to do is they need to win the clients themselves. They need to service the clients themselves, right? They need to raise the invoices at the end of the month. They need to do accounting. There's a lot of things. So my advice to consultants is maybe they're in a better position right now. We all are. We've got AI. We can take all the processes, the mundane, the boring stuff, and put them in a process, in a system that we don't need to execute every single month ourselves, but we can minimize the time that we invest. Of course, you still need to raise your invoices, but it's not going to take you an hour or half an hour. It can take you a minute. So instead of using AI to take on more tasks, which everyone is doing a lot more with AI because it didn't save us the time, try and use it actually to save us a bit of time.
Yeah.
Don't try and think and take in the next project.
Yeah.
Think how you
Yeah.
can do your work-life balance. I think that it's all about balance here. I'm guilty of that. Maybe I'm saying the advice that I don't follow right now because I've been doing so many things at once. But yes, I'm aiming towards that direction. Maybe there are periods which we all feel busy. You
Yeah.
always need to you always need to service your clients. You always need to maybe win two or three more clients to facilitate the lifestyle that you want. But once you reach the goal, don't be greedy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I always talk about
Yeah.
great, because human psychology is so interesting. The moment we say, okay, this is our goal, we're gonna achieve it, we're gonna get 5K monthly income, 10K monthly income. The moment you reach it, you probably want more after that.
You're like, oh,
Because you're
actually,
like,
how about 20? How about 30? How about 50?
hey,
Yeah. But the thing is that what I'd argue is that, like, and based on what you've done, is that there is a way of continuing to reach that goal, but bringing more people in. It's not about being selfish of like, you know, oh, I want that 50K just for me. Maybe you can even do that, but that means you need to win 100K and have a big team, and then your income can be higher. But it's all about, yeah, once you start having a bigger goals for bigger revenue, you need more people to help you
you
with
need,
that.
yes, you need more people to lean on. You cannot scale stuff on your own. It's impossible. So you need to be able to delegate and let people handle the stress for you, because we all get paid at the end of the day, and that's
Yeah.
yeah, they have their own responsibility. So if something goes wrong, it's not just yourself. You've done
Yeah.
everything you can,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
right?
about
You've
trying.
provided the processes, you've
Mm-hmm.
provided the training. If
Mm-hmm.
you try and go behind a team of even 5 people, right? Alongside everything that you have to do strategy wise, if you're managing your client, if you're the client point of contact, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so we're gonna move on because I want us to talk, and we've gone over 20
Yeah.
minutes there already, and I'd like us to talk about other things and put the spotlight
Tell
on other
me. Yeah.
people.
I'd like to talk
But
about
like,
other things as well.
let's talk about other things. But before we do that, to just wrap up this first segment of this episode, like what's like you want people's takeaway to be about that story you've just shared? The biggest takeaway. If people were distracted and doing other things listening to this episode, what's one thing like you want to be like, okay, this is the most important thing you need to take away from what you've said?
I mean, if the listener, the viewer, hasn't picked up what I've just said for the last 20 minutes, I'll summarize it here. Think about your well being. Don't leave things too late.
Yeah,
Okay? Because
yeah,
sometimes things can become irreversible.
yeah,
Okay? And what I mean by that is that if you try and do everything in a business, and you don't give people the opportunity to showcase their creativity, they can leave.
Yeah.
You can burn some bridges.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. Not only with the people, but with your team, with your clients, and yourself. Do yourself a favor and be proactive in managing your workload because life is too short.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Agree. All right, let's leave that. And now going on and shifting the spotlight to, accounts that you've won and, and maybe like audits that, that's like the clients of Built Media have won over, and you're looking at some of these audits that other agencies and things that other agencies have done, and you're like, these are fixes that you guys have to fix because of a mistake other agencies have done. What are some of the popular, mistakes, or the most shocking for you mistakes that you think people are still doing, that you're just very surprised that people are still doing, that you think is very bad, that's
Yeah.
not good practice, that's bad practice?
Yes. Taking your client's money without putting in the work.
Yeah.
And what I
Yeah.
mean by
Yeah.
that, if you go into the change history of an account, that can show a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have one budget increase and a target ROAS change and one SQR done in a month, and you're taking in a K, 2K, 3K from a client,
Yeah.
you know? So I think that I've seen this quite a few times
Wow.
with businesses.
Yeah.
So yeah, performance is all right. Client knows that there's the potential to expand, but the agency on the other side has decided that they want to take the easy money because the client has been very, very, very compliant with the performance so far,
Yeah.
and they don't question. So they don't question. I think that even though the client doesn't tell you, let's increase the budget, let's increase the revenue, let's see ways to improve the account. We are being hired and paid for
Yeah.
to do that job.
To
We
improve
need
that.
to become an extension of the client's teams
Yeah. Yeah.
so that we can proactively suggest what they need to do, how we can drive them more business. One, that's going to really make the client happy and happier, right? Maybe they're very compliant right now, complacent with
Yeah.
uh, with the results that they have, but that doesn't mean that you need to stop.
Yeah.
If that's the
Yeah.
case, why don't you stop your monthly payments coming
Yeah.
in?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
So I feel very strong about being as proactive as you can with everything you do with your
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah. It's about being proactive. And that's like a very great, like top level, like what agency founders should be doing. But like from a practitioner level, do you go into Google accounts yourself? Google Ads account, is that
I
what's
like to
your
stay
role?
close. Yes, absolutely. Even Marketize Me, every one of us, even our managing director there,
Yeah.
has an account.
Okay.
And we actively manage those accounts because I personally also feel strongly about this, that we don't want to forget what people doing the day-to-day job feel like, because it's
Okay.
very easy to forget.
Yes, it's very easy to forget, and then you're not really close to the tactics of what it's
Correct.
important to doing. What's a tactic that people are fussing over at the moment that you think that is not as important as people are making it out to be? Like in
So
terms of like maybe using AI Max or
I
how
was I was
Performance
going to
Max is
say that.
using. Okay,
Yeah,
AI Max,
I
go
was
on.
literally just going into that. I was maybe thinking to formulate my answer, but you did just jump.
Sorry.
I'm thinking AI Max is one of the kind of the tactics that people are overthinking, and we're also being forced to use it because
Sure.
we
Good
still
man.
have accounts that use DSA. What's going to
Okay.
happen with the DSAs? They're
Yeah,
going to
that's
get
going
moved.
away. That's going
They're
away in
going away,
September.
disappearing. They're like straight ahead. So
Yeah.
okay, I think that there's been quite a few mixed opinions on AI Max.
Yeah.
People saying and people obsessing with AI Max because literally in the few months that's going to become the reality, right? But I still don't like it. I
Okay.
still
Why don't you like
I,
it?
s- I still don't like AI Max. I don't know. To me, everywhere that we've tested it, even the accounts that are mature have not performed in the way that we expected it would perform.
Yeah.
So I still feel like instead of adding AI Max to a very mature account, I will look to explore a new channel.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know. This is my thought. This is what we've seen. We've never seen really, really good incremental results coming
Yeah.
out of the IMAX.
Okay. Well,
So
interesting. Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather
So,
explore a new channel.
sorry, say that again.
I would rather explore a new channel.
You would rather explore a new channel. Okay.
Yes. Maybe I can
Mm.
even add Microsoft Ads.
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
I feel like that's going to
Exactly.
be a good addition, and a lot of accounts are missing Microsoft Ads. And I've seen times and times again, although very low spend levels, not very
Mm.
low compared to Google is
Yeah.
low, right? You won't be able to spend the same amount that you would spend on Google or Meta, but
No.
it's still incremental revenue that you can
Yeah.
drive to the business.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that you would put maybe 300 pounds a day into AI Max or
Mm.
300 pounds a day into Microsoft Ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's going to be better results,
Yeah.
incremental wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And in terms of even just in general, how people are using AI, are there any ways that annoy you in the way people are using AI to with their workflows and how they're doing it?
Yeah. I think that we're starting to lose the ability to question.
Mm.
We're heavily reliant on AI to tell
Mhm.
us how to do something we don't know.
Mm.
I've spoken to people that have done vibe coding with,
Yeah.
Cloud Code SEO.
Yeah.
You don't know the craft,
No.
right? I don't know the craft myself. That's why we have a team that knows the craft.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the driver in the seat of using AI doesn't know how to use what the end goal should
Yeah.
look like, you won't be able to guide AI to get the final result for you. So I think that's the wrong way that we use AI these days. We're
Yeah.
heavily reliant on the outcome that it tells us that it's going to achieve, and that's the right answer. If you keep questioning AI and be like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" You will never say to you, "I'm sure." It will always
Yeah.
give you something else to improve.
Different. Absolutely.
It will
Absolutely.
always tell you something else. So you never know whether you're sure or not, whether you've done the right technical SEO, whether you've done, I don't know. I can't come up with another example, but let's say SEO, because I tend to see a lot of YouTube videos coming up. Hermes agent SEO, AI agent SEO, everything AI SEO is up. But come on, where's your domain authority here?
Yeah.
Why does AI SEO not talk about domain authority? You'll never get up there if you keep spitting out wrong content,
Yeah. Yeah.
without adding your own experience and
Yeah.
making the content actually valuable for the reader. If
Yeah.
AI will just summarize what it finds on the internet, which is just another rewritten article.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I definitely feel AI is a bit lazy and takes shortcuts.
oh
And
yeah.
because like takes a lot of shortcuts and ways of like, even when I was writing out like the GML articles from like last week, no, the week before, it was a bit like I was like, look, this is the document that Google has given me of all the different updates. Help me pick out what, the main, things are. And it said that, oh, okay, here are 6 updates. But because I looked at that original document, I had looked at it and my brain was
Yeah.
like, I've picked up 8. What do you mean that there's 6? I was like, are you sure? Why didn't you mention this? Why didn't you mention this? And I was like, oh, right. Yes,
Yeah.
it was 8. And I'm like, and I don't think people, there are different things that people have talked about hallucinating. But yeah, one thing that is constantly being done by all the chat GPT, like you're like, look, summarize something from this, it will miss stuff out. It will regularly miss stuff out. So yeah, that is a very strong point that you've made that I absolutely agree with. That, if you
Mhm.
keep questioning it, it will give you a different answer.
It will.
It
So
will.
you never know. That's why people relying on AI to do a job that they don't know doesn't produce the best results.
No, no. Like, yeah, I've always been saying from the beginning that literally that we need to make sure that it's not juniors really that should be knowing using AI. We should train them on like what good should output should be like and what robust information actually looks like,
Correct.
so that when they then use AI, they can recognize that the AI has done it right or wrong.
That's exactly, you took my words in summarizing that, basically.
I'm glad. Well,
Yeah.
it's like we think similarly. We think that this is why you're on the podcast. Although I'm not just about bringing people on the podcast that only agree with me. I love getting people on here who was like, I know you're
I
wrong.
disagree.
Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah, yeah.
blah. We disagree. We disagree on some stuff. We're not just disagreeing today, but we definitely do have
I
disagreed
mean, that's
on stuff
healthy.
before.
That's
It is.
healthy. I
It
absolutely
is.
love disagreeing with people sometimes. Yeah, you can't just
Yeah.
be
It's
complaining.
how
Oh,
that we all learn.
yeah.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Look, that has been a fantastic chat to you. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast today. But before we leave, just one quick, like, non PPC related, no tactics of mistakes, but just a fun question. If your PPC career were a movie, what would the title be?
I would say something along the lines of the search query strikes back.
The Search Query Strikes Back. So I'm guessing you're a Star Wars fan.
I've watched it. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a dire fan, but yes. Yeah, it strikes back. Yeah, search queries. Oh my God. Yeah. Because
But yeah, tell us more
do you
about
know
that.
why? Do you know
Why? Yeah.
why?
Why?
You didn't ask me why, which is the most important thing. Because every time you open the search query report, there is another search term.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is another task for you to do the same day.
Yeah. Okay. But like, how often should we be looking at our search query reports? Because I think sometimes we micromanage it. It's a weird way to say that. I
It's a
think
good question.
yeah,
If you have a client that spends 100 quid a day and a client that spends 10,000 or 100,000,
yeah,
that really depends on how often you should be looking at the search queries,
yeah,
right? Because with a lot of volume, you'll be getting a lot of queries coming in constantly.
yeah.
With a smaller volume, you won't be getting that much.
That
So,
much you will need to.
but again, it's very important to be proactive. And maybe if you can, even Google Ad scripts, if you don't have access to MCPs, anything that can help you flag any new queries coming in. I
Mm,
think that's very important. I think that because you can think from a small client point of view. If they have 100 quid a day and their CPC is 7 quid a day, 7 quid a click, yeah, you need to be as proactive because you need to protect your client's money.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
If you have a big client with a lot of volume, you still want to protect their money. So I think that you still need to be one of the big tasks for PPC. If you really care about your client's money and how it gets spent, make sure that you check regularly your SQRs, regardless.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's fantastic advice. You kept on you thrown in them. That was supposed to be like a nice final question, but then I made it a bit of a technical question for you. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I love my technical side of things
I
still.
still got into the technical, but so thank you so much, Teo, for joining us today and sharing all that fantastic advice. Where can people find you if they want to connect with you, if they want to know more about SEM stories, if and join you in Edinburgh? Where can people find
Yes, I mean they can find me in Edinburgh, first
you?
of all,
Okay, you have
but
it. Yes,
digitally they can find me on LinkedIn. So if
nice.
you type Theodore Yordanov, and you can share a link in the description somewhere.
Absolutely. I'll share
Yeah,
the link
I'll
to
be
that.
happy to connect.
Fantastic, fantastic. And also, Fal, this is a new question that I apologize I didn't prepare you for, but you'll sure you'll have an answer for this. Like,
Which
what's the
is
next? Because PPC Live is about events and connecting with people in person.
yeah.
What's the next event we will see you at?
The next event is gonna be Performance MCR at the end of
Nice.
June.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yes.
end of June.
So
That's happening in Manchester. I think on the
correct.
27th. Might be
No,
on the
I think it's
Saturday.
on the 24th,
On the
23rd.
24th. Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah,
she doesn't do it on a Saturday, and that's from Charlie Brennan.
it's a
So yeah, if you want to connect with Chill in person and you're in the north of England and near Manchester, check Performance MCR out. That's another fantastic event that Charlie puts together. But yeah, with my busy touring of different things. Unfortunately, I'm
Yes.
missing it this year, performance MCR this year, but I'll try my best for next year because it's definitely a great one for my northern community and the PPC Live Slack community. People will be like, Anu, come to the north, come to the north. I'm like, you guys have something great in the north. Check it out. Check it out in the north. So yeah, I'm glad fantastic events like that's happening in the north. So anyone listening, anyone from my audience listening, and you're like, I want something in the north. There's something in the north. Check out Performance MCR. Anyway,
And
on
if you
that
want
note,
something in the true north, it's SEM stories.
true north health stories. When's our next date for that one? But that's going to be next year, right?
That's going to be next year in May.
In May.
Going back to the work-life balance
Right,
that we talked about.
exactly.
I need
Exactly.
to
Look
lead by
after ourselves.
example here.
Yes, yes, that's good. So yeah, live by example, Teo. Have a great work-life balance. Take care of yourself. And to our listeners too, take care of yourself. Make sure you don't reach the stage where you're burnt out before asking for help. Start now, start today. All right. On that note,
Thank
thank you
you,
so much,
Anu.
Teo. And yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up soon.
Catch up soon.
Thank you so much, Teo, for that very insightful message about ensuring that we're looking after ourselves, ensuring that we're balancing work and personal life properly, and ensuring that we're not getting too greedy. You know, sometimes whenever we reach our goal, there's always a new goalpost and a new goalpost. And if you're going to scale properly, you're going to need help. So just remember that the bigger you get, the more people you really need to get on board. And that really is a message from me as well. So yeah, for all the information on the full transcript and show notes and everything, please go to podcast.ppc.live for the full details of this episode. So yeah, we've got another PPC Live event coming up. And what we do is like a menu. Like I'm sure like some of you may have gone to a very lovely restaurant, like maybe in Europe. You could get some of these happening in some parts of Europe, some parts of the UK, even in the US as well. And you will see a menu and there's just like columns and columns and rows of items. And you're like, what? Okay. Do I want pasta or do I want, sushi or do I want, a burrito? And it's like all of them. And you're like, what, where am I? What cuisine am I? And I feel that's how some of the big events can be: several tracks, hundreds of speakers. Cause yeah, they're trying to cater for like nearly everyone. And that's not what PPC Live is about. We know your time is precious. So we cherry pick 3-4 speakers that are the people that all of them are the people that you want to bring out your notebooks for, pay attention to, and implement their tactics and their suggestions to your job the next day. So yeah, we've got Scott Caruthers, we've got Harriet Fitzgerald, we've got Charlotte Osborne, we've got Veronica Holler, who are all going to be speaking about different aspects about the future of PPC. So how to prepare in terms of your role, what the role of a paid search manager is going to be like in the next few years, talking about DSA and your checklist that you need to, put in place to ensure, when it gets deprecated in September, you're ready for the move to AI Max. We're going to be talking about programmatic and how it fits all fits in the search path, and also talking about AI workflows, about implementing Claude, pulling Claude in. Veronica and her team have really tested out tried and true, strategies in terms of pulling AI Max into to optimize their workflows. And she's going to share some of those strategies with you. So it's not something you want to miss. This is going to be happening on the 29th of July, starting from 1:30 p.m. Make sure you're there. It's going to be a fantastic summer party. If the heat is gonna keep up as it is right now, it's gonna be the kind of event you want to be at. We're gonna also have an after party in a beer garden next door. So yeah, it's just gonna be a fantastic gathering to really connect with other paid search managers, people that might be able to even help with your next career move, because I know that the industry has become really tough recently for job searchers. Recruiters, I've got good friends with recruiters who come to these kind of events. So yeah, come ready for your next opportunity, come ready for your next tactic and strategy that you can implement at your next job, and just come to connect with people in person, because that makes all the difference in the world for such a cheap price right now at £33. And yeah, early bird sale is going to end on June 14th. So yeah, I hope to get to see you there. Before I leave you, I'm delighted to share that I'm taking on coaching clients. So yeah, just in case you need some support in terms of getting on the job market, that confidence to ensure that you go for that new opportunity that you feel that you're suited for, or to just ask for that pay rise that you know you deserve, or know that you deserve. Just get in touch with me. Go to themarketinganu.com for that, and we'll talk about all of that and how you can get on board with us. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I look forward to bringing more PPC F-ups and triumphs next week. Thank you. Bye.